Welcome to Restoration from Within. I'm super excited to be here with you for Temple Talk Live. Yes, Temple Talk Live. This is where we gather together and we have either some special guests that come and join us to talk about how or discuss or give us even health tips or strategies for us to continue to restore our bodies as we continue our health journey. Today, it's the same thing. Today we're going to focus on immune boosting foods. Yes, with the craziness that's going on in the world, I would rather focus on something positive and something that is going to sow life back into our bodies. Yep, you heard that right. Sow life back into our bodies. And that's exactly what the immune boosting foods do. So I'm super excited to be here with you. For those of you who are watching me or catching me for the first time, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. My name is Kat Pons. I am the restoration coach here at Restoration from Within, and I work with women who want to go back to an overall healthy place. I do that via biblical principles, education, accountability, and also through health conscious products and services. And one of the services that I provide is here through Temple Talk Live. So we're doing a series of this month, and it's based on what we're talking about today, but it's also a celebration. Yes, a celebration of National Nutrition Month. So that's the focus that we're doing here. We're celebrating here at Restoration from Within. Whoop, whoop. So we're going to continue this party going. And we are going to give the gift of life, right? The gift of health. So without further ado, before I continue, I want to, if you can join me, I'm going to share this. So share it or start a watch party if you want to. Share it with your friends and your loved ones and all those who, you believe will benefit from this. I'm super excited to share this information today. For some of you, it's going to be confirmation. For others, it's going to be revelation. So I'm excited, whichever way it goes. I'm excited about what's going to occur today. Those of you who are catching it for the first time, please let me know. Put hashtag first time so I can properly greet you. And if this is you catching the replay, thank you so much. Hey Lula, how you doing? So again, if you are sharing, please go ahead and don't just share, but tell them why you are sharing. Hey, hi sis Dolores. Hey Sanitra, how y'all doing? So I'm excited. I'm excited about what God has in store. I hope I shared it. Okay, I'm going to start. Okay, I started it. I started okay. All right, I'm applying the blood over this, right here. I'm just going to go ahead and share it. All right. Okay, one went through. Yay! The luxuries of technology, right? So I'm excited about that. But those of you who are here, how is your time being home? Have you had time to rest? Have you had time to connect with your loved ones? Let me know, how's it going? What have been some blessings that you have found by being home, right? Let me know what's going on. How's it going where you're on your piece of the world, right? Oh man, I'm super excited to hear about that. As we begin, I'm sharing it to the group Restoration Movement. If you are not part of the group, I highly encourage you to be part of the group because we have some really, really good things in store. I don't know if you have been keeping up with our page. We're going to do an intentional eating challenge at the end of the month. Whoop, whoop. I'm super excited. So, oh, thank you, sis. I love you. You're an amazing woman of God as well. Hey, Karen, how you doing? So thank you so much. Thank you for those who are catching the live and those who are catching the replay. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here. Hey, Moni, how you doing, sis? Thank you for coming in. Karen Denise Grove says, not home, still having to work. Well, Karen, we apply the blood of Jesus over you. And I know that God has you on assignment. And I pray that you continue to be the salt and light, and that you continue to bless others with the gift that you have as you are working. All right. So without further ado, I'm super excited. We're going to talk about immune boosting foods. Yes, immune boosting foods. And why is that so important? So just as we're spending time and counting our blessings while we're spending time with our family members or our loved ones, or even at work, these are some things that you can do to sow life back into your body. So what do I mean by that? Sowing life back into your body. It means that you take the time and invest in your body during this time that you're home, during this time that you can prepare your body and boost its immune system so it can fight back not just the infectious disease that's going on, or the virus, let me say that, any infectious disease. As we're practicing hygiene, we also can restore our bodies from the inside out. And so we do that by God-created foods. And so some of the God-created foods that we're going to talk about today are just going to be doing that. I'm not just going to share the foods, but we're going to share some of the benefits. So, hey, Tiffany. Hey, Adrian. How y'all doing? Hey, Lisa. Thank you so much for joining us. So I'm going to look at my notes because I really want to be as accurate as possible and share all the information that I have. So without further ado, drum roll. The number one that I'm going to talk about, and they're not in any sequential order per se, they're all important. And this is not an all-inclusive list. So if you have a food that helps us to boost our immune system, by all means, please share it in the comments section. All right, so the first one that I want to be talking about is elderberry. I know, chicas, you've heard me talk about elderberry over and over again and its benefits, and I'm going to continue to speak about it. Elderberry has so many benefits. It's so good. It helps with allergies. Those who live in South Carolina, specifically in the Charleston area, or the low country area, pollen is very high right now. And so the elderberry helps with sinuses. Yep, it helps with sinuses. It's also packed with vitamin C. And that's one of the things that we want to focus on. Any foods that we're taking, and I lean more towards God-created foods. Make sure that these foods are high in vitamin C. So everything that I'm going to be sharing with you is going to be high in vitamin C or high in antioxidants. So take a listen. So it reduces the length and severity of influenza. It's been known to do it, of influenza viruses. It also reduces cholesterol, uric acid, and blood sugar levels. So look at the benefits. That one thing that you take that's God created, it helps in many areas. And let me just put a pin on this. I want you to know a term. It's called bioavailable, right? So when you are eating God-created foods, it's bioavailable. So bioavailable means that it's not like a regular pill, that it goes into your stomach and it has to dissolve, and then and your digestive system, your body doesn't know what to do with it. But when you're eating God-created foods, because God created our temples, it knows how to communicate with it. And when it's bioavailable, that means that it goes directly to where it needs to go. It doesn't have to go through a process that many medicines have to go through to get to its intended location to medicate that area of that is being challenged, right? So when you eat God-created foods, it's bioavailable. It goes directly where it needs to, and it doesn't only just go to one area, but the body knows exactly what to do with it in many different areas of your body. So it's super nutrition dense. So I'm super excited about that. Hey, Xanthia. I'm sorry, sis. Say Xanthia. Hey, Carmen, how you doing? Hey, Sharice. I love you, sis. Thank you for catching us. So we're talking about elderberry. It's also packed with antioxidants. And it has 3 different antioxidants, right? So it has phenolic acid, it has flavonoids, we've all talked about those before, and anthocyanins. Okay, so I'm going to highlight phenolic acid. Phenolic acid is a phytochemical. This, look at, yes, pun intended, a phytochemical. So what is a phytochemical? A phytochemical is spelled P-H-Y-T-O, but I see it as phytochemical, right? I got those muscles. It fights. It's a chemical. It's a chemical that fights, that is plant-based, that fights anything that's going around in our bodies, right? It's a phytonutrient also. It's a nutrient that's also fights. It fights anything that's not supposed to be in our bodies. It strengthens us. It boosts our immune system, right? So that's the beauty of it. It's plant-based and it has a positive effects in our bodies, right? So that's what we're going to talk about, elderberries. Hey, Pauline. Hey, Mama D. How you doing? Okay, so I also wanted to talk about, we talked about elderberries, but let's really get into the berries. I love berries, and all berries are good, right? One thing I suggest is that when you're buying berries, these are two tops. I'm already giving y'all grocery tips, and we're going to be sharing this on the last Friday of a challenge, but I'll go ahead and share it with you. When you're buying berries, the choice, you should always go fresh first, and then your second choice should be frozen. Always go fresh first and then should be chosen, and try your best to purchase it organically. So that's my advice to you. So why berries? Because they're high in fiber. And remember, if you've heard me speak before, I've always told y'all, right? What's the most important thing about, immune system? Our immune system is about 70 to 80% in our stomachs, right? In our digestive system. So it's really all about the digestive system, but mainly the gut health. So when we add fibers, good fibers into our bodies, guess what that does? That promotes good bowel movements. And because we have good bowel movements, and we're also cleansing and bringing nutrition into our bodies at the same time. Isn't this amazing how God created foods do that? So it cleanses our body and it brings nutrients into our bodies, specifically to the areas that it's supposed to, bioavailable, right? And also it's high in antioxidants. So you've heard that phrase before, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Well, guess what? The darker the berry, the higher content of antioxidants you will have. So blackberries. So one that I was going to talk about here is the king of antioxidants is blueberries. Blueberries is the king of antioxidants. So if you have a low white blood cell count, or if you want to boost your immune system, you can do a blueberry and banana smoothie, or blueberry smoothie by itself, or you can just eat blueberries and it will help you immensely. Trust me when I tell you that. And it's a natural sweetener. Side note on natural sweeteners, those of you who are challenged with diabetes, you also have to be cautious about the natural sugar levels that you intake as well. A lot of people tend to say, oh, this is just a natural sugar, but when you're challenged with diabetes, you have to be observant of all the sugar that you intake, whether naturally or whether synthetic. Okay. All right. So that's blueberries. It also reduces it. I have here, it reduces the DNA damage. What does that mean? Honey, it keeps us aging gracefully and not drastically. So it's good for our skin health. It keeps us aging gracefully and not drastically. Who's up for that? Give me some thumbs and some hearts for that. Who wants to age gracefully and not drastically? And it's also really good for heart health as well. Hey, Siobhan. Hey, Crystal. How you doing? Thank you for joining us. We just finished talking about berries, and specifically blueberries and elderberries. So I was giving two foods. Well, I encompassed all one group of foods in berries, but I talked about elderberries and other berries that are really good. They're high in antioxidants. We talked about the king berries, right? So now let's go into dark leafy greens. Again, remember I told you the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Well, that's kind of the same thing with the greens. Yep, the greens. The darker the greens, the higher it is, or is a superfood, right? So one I would like to highlight is the spinach. The spinach is really good. It's considered a superfood, and it is also another source of calcium. We don't have to go to cow's milk to get a source of calcium. We can get it through broccoli. That's another nutrition dense and high antioxidant food that you can eat, and you can get it also through spinach. I know you're about to tell me, but spinach goes out fast. You need to buy like a whole bucket of them, and then you cook them, and then they just, shrivel up. That's when you saute them or you mix them into your stir fry. But I'm telling you, it's such a good addition to the foods that you're eating. It's good in, it's also a phytochemical again, right? A phytochemical. And it's also, it's good for, it has vitamin A, which vitamin A specifically is good for bone health, is good for eye health, and it's also good for, Holy Spirit, help me. It's anti-cancerous, and it's also good to boost your immune system. And it's also really good is you can find a high vitamin C into it as well, any leafy greens, and it's also a great source of fiber. Remember, I told you it's really good for your digestive health. Unfortunately, the average person carries about 5 to 8 pounds of waste in their body. So because naturally we are supposed to have a bowel movement at least an hour or 2 hours after we have eaten. And we should have a bowel movement, at least a bowel movement a day. And if we're not doing that, your body is telling you something. Your body's always communicating with you, sis. Real talk. So especially when you have reactions to certain foods or to certain medications, or the way that you feel, the color of your urine. I know this is TMI, but I'm just talking to you so you know when your body's talking to you and you understand its language. The bowel movement, the type of bowel movement that you have, I'm telling you, the body talks to you at all times. We just need to learn the dialect of what the body is speaking to us so that we can better understand and give it what it needs. So, all right, so we talked about elderberries, berries, and leafy greens. The next one I want to talk about, and this was a lifesaver for me when I was pregnant, is ginger. Ginger is a great, oh my gosh, it's so dense with antioxidants. Yes, it's dense with antioxidants, nutrition dense with antioxidants, and it's also really good for nausea. I've heard it said before that it's good to, if you have a fever, it's a fever reducer. It may, let me put that there, may, because please consult with your physician. I am not a medical professional, but these are things that natural remedies that I have encountered in my household that have had good effects. And again, I would like to say also, you're listening to me. Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to share this wisdom that I have experienced through my health journey. I ask you also to please come hand in hand with the great physician, meet with your physician, and let them work hand in hand towards your health. So also I just wanted to put that out there as well. And so it helps with a cold virus. It helps kill cold viruses, and it's an anti-inflammatory and it's high antioxidant. Hey, Lavondelin, how you doing? Thank you for joining me. So again, ginger is a good source. When I was pregnant, this really helped me because my first trimester was not a good experience, and I was experiencing a lot of vomiting and nausea, and this helped me as well. So it's not only a high dense antioxidant and it kills viruses, it also helps with nausea. So the last one that I'm going to be talking about today is papaya. Papaya brings me back to my homeland, Puerto Rico. And I remember eating papaya off the tree in Puerto Rico. We had one and we used to eat it a lot. Papaya is very sweet. You can Google it and you can see how pretty it is. Even the seeds are sweet. It's kind of like, I think there's this new craze where there's these little gel, little like little round things that now that it makes certain flavors, and then you put it on top of your foods like a caviar, quote unquote, and then they burst in your mouth. So that's the same thing with the papaya seeds. I'm telling you, it's just such a great experience, especially if you have a store that sells it. It's just so beautiful. It's orange, sometimes it's yellow. I'm telling you, it's so high in vitamin C. And what I like it is that it also helps you, again, just like ginger, it helps you thrive. It helps you thrive when you're walking in your health journey. and you're killing these viruses, right? And it also improves your digestive health. Again, all these foods help your digestive health. And remember, I told you it's 70 to 80%. Your immune system is in your stomach. So I know we've seen it on Facebook all the time, that meme that talks about, oh, if you're eating fast foods, if you're eating hamburgers and you're trying to, you're eating this and you're eating that, don't, that you are what you eat. And we don't want that in our bodies. And if you choose to do that, also make the conscious choice to sow life back into your body. I remember Lavonna and I, we always talked about that, and she always shared a quote with me that has, that really has struck a chord in my heart, and I keep it locked in my heart, other than her kingdom business teachings as well, is what she told me, what Jim Rohn used to say. You have, and I'm quoting him, I might be not verbatim, but I'm quoting. He says, you only have one body, so you have to take care of it. We don't get no refunds for this. We can't return it. We can't do nothing. If you don't take care of your body, then, hey, you're out, right? So let's do that. Let's start doing that. And these are the ways that I talked about today. If you're just joining us, we talked about immune boosting foods. We talked about elderberry. We talked about all the berries, and the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, and the more immune boosting phytonutrients, right? The phytonutrients that it has. We talked about leafy greens. And there's many ways that you can eat these. We talked about ginger, and we also talked about papaya. Yes, I'm telling you, if you've never tried it, I highly encourage you to try papaya. It's so sweet. It's high in vitamin C, and it's just how as sweet it is. It has natural sugars. It's going to be sweet to your body as well, and your temple will thank you for it. Hey, Sharon, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. So I also, before I end, I want to say thank you for taking the time to join me today and to allow me to share the wisdom of my health journey about immune boosting foods. I also want to invite you, come here next Thursday as well. I will be here, and I will be talking about pomegranates. Yes, pomegranates. I'm super excited about that because I've also have learned the biblical symbolism of pomegranates as well. So I'll be sharing that with you as well. And then at the end of the month, drum roll, please. Yes, at the end of the month, I will have my intentional eating challenge. Yes, say that. Put that in the comment section. Intentional eating challenge at the last week of March. And I'm super excited about that because we're going to have a 5-day challenge, and we're going to touch on certain topics. I'll put the flyer in the comment section below so you will be aware. However, this will be in our hashtag Restoration Movement group. Yep, in our hashtag Restoration Movement group. If you have not joined, by all means, please join the group. You can look us up in the search area, the search bar, hashtag Restoration Movement. And you can also join our R&R community, where you will get direct information for the challenge, anything RFW, and also for we also have a spring cleanse coming up as well in April. So all things RFW, you can also shop at the store as well, RFW Marketplace. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for, just thank you. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to join me. I love y'all to life. Hey, Rebecca. Oh, Lisa said, thank you for sharing and enlightening. I needed this. Oh, well, praise God. Listen, seriously, praise God for that opportunity, because I really, sometimes you wonder. I was like, oh, well, everybody knows this. Who wants to share that? But there's always somebody that God has for you to speak to, right? And so that's a tip also, ladies. Don't be afraid to what God has ever called you. And that's one of my callings, really. Real talk. I know I'm about to end this, but I wanted to share this with you. My calling is for you, to help you return back to God's original plan so that you can walk into your purpose and destiny with the optimal health that you need, and fulfill it to the best potential that you have, right? We got to start from within first, right? Restore from within, and then we can go out and fulfill our purpose and destinies, live our life, the best lives that God has for us. I'm super excited to do that. So please don't forget to join the Facebook group, #Restoration Movement. Also, if you have not done so, you can join us at our R&R newsletter, community newsletter, and that is at www.restorationfromwithin.com. I love y'all to life, and I do not take this opportunity lightly. I love y'all. Thank you so much. Oh, Lula said, thanks for speaking to me. I needed this today. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, Tyrone, how you doing? Oh, man, it's good to see you. You made my heart smile today. Oh, man, tell your mom I said hi, and I love her and the entire family. All right, I love y'all. Y'all have a great day. Bye.